a zealous, itinerant radical who crusaded violently against slavery in 1850s. Brown moved to Kansas with his family in the mid-1850s to prevent the territory from becoming a slave state. In 1856, he and a band of vigilantes helped spark the Bleeding Kansas crisis when they slaughtered 5 border ruffians at the Pottawattamie Massacre. 3 years later, Brown led another group of men in the Harper's Ferry raid to incite a slave rebellion. He was captured during the raid and hanged shortly before the election of 1860. Brown's death was cheered in the South but mourned in the North. A pro-Southern Democrat who became the 15th President of the United States in 1856, Buchanan defeated John Fremont of the New Republican Party and former President Millard Fillmore of Know Nothing Party in one of the most hotly contested elections in U.S. history. During his term, Buchanan supported the Langton Constitution to admit Kansas as a slave state, weathered the Panic of 1857, and did nothing to prevent South Carolina's secession from the Union. A former senator from Mississippi who was selected as the first president of Confederacy in 1861, overworked and underappreciated by his fellow Confederates. Davis struggled throughout the Civil War to unify the southern states under central government they had established. Arguably the most brilliant general in U.S. Army in 1860, who turned down Abraham Lincoln's offer to command the Union forces in favor of commanding the Army of Northern Virginia for the Confederacy. Although Lee loved the United States, he felt he had stand by his native state of Virginia. His defeat at the Battle of Gettysburg proved to be a turning point in the war in favor of the North. Lee made the Confederacy's unconditional surrender at Appomattox Courthouse to Ulysses S. Grant in April 1865 to end the Civil War. A former lawyer from Illinois who became the 16th President of the United States in the election of 1860. Because Lincoln was a Republican and was associated with the abolitionist cause, his election promoted South Carolina to secede from the Union. Lincoln, who believed that the states had never truly left the Union legally, fought the war until the South surrendered unconditionally. During the war in 1863, Lincoln issued the largest symbolic emancipation proclamation to free all slaves in the South. Just at the war end, April 1865, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth in Washington, D.C. He was an actor who assassinated Abraham Lincoln because of the South's loss in the Civil War. This showed that there were many people in the South who were still not conformed to the ideas of emancipation of slaves. Also, this enacted against the idea of Lincoln giving voting rights to emancipated slaves. Stonewall Jackson. He was a general of the Confederate side during the Civil War. He was considered to have an ingenious battle plan by many people. He died of pneumonia after Pickett accidentally shot him in the Battle of Chancellorsville. Stephen Douglas. He was a very short man who opposed abolition. Therefore, he had many debates with Lincoln. He favored the Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854, which he thought will neutralize the situation of slavery but worsen it to provoke the Civil War.